INEC begs Tribunal to admit his documents kicked out by Peter Obi and LP. Can you imagine? What is happening here to this INEC chairman? Is he trying to undo what he did? The document that came from what did they call it? From his repository that Labour Party presented, he could not defend them. He objected against all of them. Now, the ones he presented that are bad, that the Labour Party kicked out, he is begging Tribunal to accept them. How does that happen? This INEC chairman is a confused person, and I think he should leave that office because he's even more problematic than democracy itself. This guy is supposed to be key in establishing and improving democracy, but he has come to mar and destroy democracy further in Nigeria. Okay, the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC chairman Mahmood Yakubu versus Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi is still the battle is still ongoing. Okay, the INEC has begged the Presidential Electoral Petition Court (PEPC), otherwise referred to as the Tribunal, to admit the documents marked exhibits RA1, RA2, RA6, and RA7 kicked out by Mr. Peter Gregory Obi and the Labour Party, otherwise referred to as the petitioners, as exhibits. This was contained in a certified true copy of INEC's written address against Peter Obi's objection to admissibility of documents it rendered before the Tribunal. The matter was filed in the Court of Appeal, holding at Abuja in the matter of the election to the office of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, held on the 25th day of February 2023, with petition number CA/PEPC/03/2023 between Mr. Peter Gregory Obi, Labour Party, and Independent National Electoral Commission, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Senator Shetima, and the All Progressives Congress as respondents. INEC had tendered the documents seeking to disqualify Peter Obi, but was vehemently opposed by the counsel to Peter Obi, led by Dr. Levi Uzoku. Now, in each argument, INEC insisted that the election tribunal erred when it rejected it and held that there was no material before the tribunal on which it could determine the disqualification of the first petitioner. In conclusion, INEC urged the tribunal to overrule all the objections of the petitioners with regard to the admissibility of exhibits RA1, 2, and 6, and 7, insisting that the said exhibits are relevant, pleaded, certified where applicable, and germane to the first respondent's case. Can you imagine? So what is happening here is that the INEC is seeking to disqualify Peter Obi. How can you disqualify him? After accrediting and qualifying him to participate in the election, you are now filing a case to disqualify Peter Obi. Does that make sense? How can you disqualify him? And in filing that case or submitting that exhibit, Peter Obi and his lawyers actually objected to it, and that objection was adopted by the tribunal. So why is now Mahmood Yakubu trying to press further for disqualification? So will you disqualify people after the election was conducted or before the election is conducted? Where were you when you were qualifying and approving and authorizing and including them to participate in the election? This man is a very confused man, I must say. Mahmood Yakubu is a very, very confused man. He does not know where to stand. I don't think he knows what he's doing. How can you seek to disqualify Peter Obi after election, or disqualify the case in court? Or what kind of disqualification is he asking for? Now the election is over and you are seeking to disqualify somebody. So disqualify that he's not qualified to file the case in court, or what? This guy exactly is sick in the head. Obviously sick in the head. Okay. So there are a few comments here on what Mahmoud Yakubu is trying to do. Somebody say you be mumu. Yes, the INEC chairman are really mumu. Somebody say case already closed. INEC doomed. Exactly. INEC doomed. They don't know where they're going to put their face because the case is complex on their neck right now. Mahmoud Yakubu is cursed forever alongside his family and the entire generation. Exactly. And I'm sure his wife and his children will see what their father has put to them because of politics in Nigeria, because of greed for money. And they can't escape all the curses that people are putting on them. Somebody say excellent submission by Inec. I, however, refuse to agree with them that objection by petitioners to the admissibility of those documents was a mistake. No, it wasn't a mistake. They tried to deceive the court thinking that first respondent will overlook it, knowing fully well that admitting those documents will spare disaster to the first petitioner in the case. But INEC are not taking chances for where. So what are you writing now? What is reasonable about the submission to disqualify Peter Obi? There's nothing reasonable about it. So you are now wiser than the tribunal judges have been. INEC chairman is a common thief and should be in jail. Exactly. That in a same country, this one has committed the highest fraud ever in the history of humanity. Somebody say medicine after death, nonsensical, shameless INEC chairman Yakubu Mahmudu. Very laughable, shameless INEC. The documents you certified as true copies. Now, wow. Abi, the document is certified as true copies is not what you are coming to do what? Yeah? A deceitful document that destroyed the country. Exactly. INEC is playing the play Kuje prison. I say somebody say INEC is playing. Make it the play. Kuje prison is waiting for Yakubu. Useless old fool taking Nigerians for granted. Your days are numbered already. Exactly, absolutely correct. He will pay for all of this trouble that he has put Nigeria into. Another person is writing here, INEC shot themselves. They didn't believe the case will be like this. Kudos to Labour Party sons. INEC knew what would have happened if they brought that rubbish call result to counter Obi. Okay, certified true copies turned out for them because it's totally different from what they gave Obi. Imagine they can't even defend it. We expected INEC to submit EC8A forms to counter it. Yeah, people, they don't have it now. They really don't have it. Demonic and fraudulent institution of an expired country. That is what it is. Laughable INEC political party. Yes, now INEC is not a political party or a sub-party to APC. That is exactly what it is. Yeah? So, is INEC one of the Nigerian political parties? Instead of being neutral in their defense, they are siding Tinubu and APC. Yakubu should be arrested for being partial. And that's exactly, you are right, that's exactly what it is. So INEC has shot themselves by foot, and now that the cases have been closed, you cannot force the tribunal to reverse their decision. The next thing is for us to wait for the judgment. So that is what INEC chairman is trying to do, begging and trying to lure the tribunal to admit document that was kicked out by Peter Obi, that was objected by Peter Obi and his lawyer, and that objection was upheld by the tribunal. Now that cases have been closed, INEC is still seeking for admission of a document. It's not going to work in that tribunal. They have shot themselves by foot. They didn't know that the whole thing will go this way, and they are frustrated, they are disappointed, and they are tired, and they are confused. I'm sure that is why Tinubu is now looking for other ways to scuttle the judgment of the tribunal, just like he scuttled the outcome of the election. But God will not let him succeed this time. He's just sitting there temporarily, and he will be out of that seat, obviously. So thank you for listening, and let's have your comment concerning what the INEC chairman is trying to do with the tribunal.